When I am being truthful with myself, I can see how the growth in my relationship with Christ, but I can also see, the growth in my mindset since kind of just learning how to surrender and give over my will and receive his will for my life. And so when I'm not, somewhere crying and telling God how tired I am of this process, I'd be like, dang, okay, I can see that I am getting better. Though there's still so much more to grow from, I am getting better. And I just say that because you know how you know a word, but you don't know a word? And so like the word rejection, we all know that word. But I never knew that there was such thing as a rejecting mindset. And one of the very most difficult thing that God been exposing in my walk has been like this spirit of rejection. And before, I really just thought that everybody else was the problem. Like, I didn't really think I had the problem, you know what I mean? And so like if I show up into certain environments and I feel like someone's acting a certain way or whatnot, I would just instantly just write it off like, maybe they just don't like me, or maybe this, maybe that. Only to really just see or understand or come into the revelation that it was never about, I'm not going to say all the time, but for majority of the time, it was never about somebody not liking you and things of that nature. It was the fact that you've been rejected for so long that even when you get into spaces where people are not even rejecting you, you rejecting them first before they can even reject you. And now you end up walking away with the mindset or the accomplishment, because sometimes I feel like an even accomplishment, like, yeah, I did that. I knew I was right. I knew they were doing whatever they were doing. Only to realize that no, you just played into the same scenario that you always play into, that they wrong and you're right, as if it's the truth. But just because it feel like the truth don't mean that it's the truth. It just means that it feel like the norm to you, but that don't mean that it's the truth. And so that's kind of like this heart-to-heart moment, because I feel like these are the struggle areas, this and other areas, but right now, today, I'm dealing with this, and it's like these are the struggle areas that I find myself having in my day-to-day walk in relationship with Christ and with people. And it's not necessarily that I want to hide it. It's just the simple fact that sometimes I don't even have the words for it. Like right now, I really feel like this video was spirit-led, because it's like I don't even have the words for how for what it is that I'm experiencing spiritually. But this is one of those moments where it's like, okay, these are the words. And I know to give myself grace, because literally 2-3 years ago, I didn't even know that it was a different way to think and to process thoughts. So I give myself grace, because I'm like, God, I see how you've shown me a different perspective on things, but yet sometimes it still feels so heavy. And I don't know if this is still dealing with the rejection mindset. That's what I'm asking God too. But it's like, be a situation where you walk into a room and you feel as if witchcraft is taking place. I don't know, I'm just gonna use that. By the way, you just feel it in the person or the atmosphere. And so because you went in with that mindset, it's like everything you do or everything you see somebody else do is going to make your judgment, your assumption true. So you're going to be literally feeling like everything that somebody is doing, everything that you're seeing and experiencing is really taking place, because there's a spirit of witchcraft in the room. Only for however long it may take you to process, or God to speak to you, only for a day later or hours later or months later, whatever it is, that same scenario get brought up to you again, and now you seeing it for what it really was. It was never that taking place, but in your mind you swear up and down. It's just like if your guy is cheating or texting somebody. Now I know we all dealt with our fair share of cheaters and all of those things, But if you ever dealt with somebody that literally is not cheating, literally is not doing anything towards you, you know what I mean, of ill intent, but yet you still press the fact as if they were, only to find out they never was, that's what I'm trying to say. So that's why I said I don't know if that go with rejection or not, but all I'm just trying to say is that be kind of my fight, that be my battle, that be my, Lord, fix this, because I don't know how. And I thank you for giving me he wants me to be aware of the fact that, okay, you didn't know then, but you know now. And though it's still hard, you just have to practice continuing to renew your mind, but be thankful and appreciative and acknowledge that you've already mastered most of the assignment, which is to see the difference, because most people can't even see that, what I describe it as, two realities taking place at the same time.